this back probably to the fall. So I started kind of studying on and off, basically just trying to get a grip of the test. Because I always started, if I'm going to go to law school, I want to go to the best of the best schools. So that's kind of my window of the schools I want to go to. But it just wasn't working out. I kind of borrowed some of my friends' Kaplan books and doing things on the internet and taking practice tests. And I think the highest I got was a 162, and I wanted to do better. So I'd heard your podcast, and I kind of liked your approach and how you approach questions. So I thought, let me, I guess, dive all the way in and start kind of from scratch all over again and try to reteach myself things that I don't think I properly did the first time. So that's where I'm at, I guess, in terms of where I'm at. And the section I struggle the most with is the analytical reasoning. So getting better at that is probably, I think, the biggest catalyst to maybe getting that better score that I want. So, yeah.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you found me. I'm glad you joined the course. I'm excited to have you on board and help you out there. So analytical reasoning, by that you mean logic games?
Oh, no, I meant
logical reasoning.
Yes. Sorry. Apologize for that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sure. So logical reasoning.
Yeah.
A lot going on there, a lot of different question types.
Yeah.
What does your review process look like?
So I guess that's what I'm kind of struggling with is, I do the question and I see, I get it wrong. And then I go to the answer. I'm like, and I see the right answer and look at mine. I'm like, okay, I get where they get that. But I think the connection for me is seeing my thought process of why I chose the answer that I did and getting to that right answer instead of just saying, oh, I see why that's the right answer. Kind of taking a step back and analyzing my own work and seeing why I chose that and where I went wrong.
Right. So what was your thought process in the moment back when you first attempted it?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Well, one simple fix for that could be reviewing as soon as possible after you complete it, so the thought process is still fresh in your mind.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Right after. Awesome. Okay.
So that could be same day. That could be the next day. I just wouldn't let a week go by.
Yeah.
Because then you might lose it. Right. But then also in that review process, you want to use the Socratic review method to figure out exactly where your misunderstanding comes from.
Okay.
In logical reasoning, we have the stimulus, the question stem, and the answer choices.
Yep.
So in pretty much every workshop in the course on logical reasoning, we're walking through the Socratic review method live in class, typically on a couple of problems, going super in depth, figuring out what leads you astray. Is there something complex or confusing in the stimulus? Like they bury the conclusion in the middle. They use the word unless. They require you to make connections. Maybe it's on a difficult topic. Maybe it's using advanced vocabulary. Or they can refer to, in the question stem, they can refer to things in unfamiliar ways. So they won't always use the word weaken for a weaken question. They might say calls into question, for example.
Yeah.
So figuring out what exactly are they actually looking for? What are they actually asking you for?
Yeah. I'm not quite, because I started the 3 month, because I'm taking the LSAT in June, the June LSAT. And so I started the 3 month, because it's a little bit, it's like 2.5, I think 10 weeks until then. So I'm still at logic games, but I'll be getting there shortly. So I'll have to make note of those and make sure that I do those.
Yeah. So you want to, if you already know logical reasoning is a problem area, you're going to want to devote a lot of time to that. And there's a lot of different question types. Of course, it's not only about the question stem type. It could be method of reasoning in the stimulus.
Yeah.
Or it could be confusing answer choices. So tempting wrong answers, unappealing right answers. And so logic games, I mean, if you feel pretty good about them, relatively speaking, maybe you want to adjust your study plan a little bit and get into the logical reasoning a bit earlier.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just timing. So I get a lot of it. It's just, and I've since beginning the course, a lot of the process you've used, it's kind of helped me speed up a little bit. So maybe I will try to take some more time in the area that I'm struggling in.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Makes perfect sense. Cool. Awesome.
What else is going on for you?
Um, I think I think for me, it's just the plan really helps because it sets that structure, and knowing what to study every day. So I think that's really, really helped me, to be honest. And I could dedicate that time before, but making sure that time is used most valuably, So um, that's really my only areas that I'm kind of focusing on right now. So yeah.
Great. Will reach out if you have any questions at all. I'm always happy to help and do what I can to point you in the right direction, and come to class as well. Feel free to ask your questions there too.
Cool. Awesome. Will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.